confidence in Secretary Austin?
I do.
I'm sorry. How you doing?
Was it a lapse in judgment for him not to tell you earlier?
Yes.
President Biden has not had any events at the White House in the new year, and he's been kept from public view for 3 full days now. Why?
The president had a 3-day swing, went to 4 states in the new year. He went to, just recently, he went to Pennsylvania, Valley Forge, where he gave a really impactful, important remarks on our democracy, protecting our democracy, on the eve ahead of January 6th. What we saw in 2011 on January 6th was an attack on our democracy, and he went out there and he spoke to the American people. It was very well received, and this is something that he's going to continue to do. He went to, obviously he was in Delaware, and then he went to South Carolina, also gave another impactful speech on our democracy and our freedoms, and then he went to Texas to honor a former Congresswoman, EBJ, who recently passed away, and he went there to pay his respect. So the president did a three-day swing. He went to 4 states. He's been out there. He's been able to talk directly to the American people, and we think that's really important.
Well, President Biden was back in the Commonwealth today.
He stopped at several businesses in the Allentown area. The White House said small businesses like these are at the heart of his plan to support communities that are often left behind.
Sure.
This is Morgan Sherwin and Sam Cerruti. They're our team members here. They help us. They help us, service and sales.
Good to see you. That salon got a permit through the state. She's doing gangbusters, and by the way, an unbelievable influence. That's it. When you coming down your store in Delaware, right?
There you go. Mr. President, Nicole and Sean.
Mr. President, Sean went and co-owner of this store and 4 others, one of which is Delaware. We bought that from Mike.
Everybody jokes with me for wearing my shirt all the time.
You said you think the Houthis are a terrorist group. I'm wondering how soon are you willing to designate them as such?
It's irrelevant whether they're designated. We've put together a group of nations that are going to say that if they continue to act and behave as they do, we'll respond.
Do you believe the Houthis a terrorist group, sir?
I think they are.
Were the strikes successful last night, sir?
Yes. I don't think there's any civilian casualties. That's another reason why it's a success.
And polling still shows that more Americans than not still disapprove of your handling of the economy. So what specifically will you do this year to turn that around and make Americans feel better about how the economy is doing?
If you notice, they're feeling much better about how the economy is doing. What we haven't done is letting them know exactly who got it changed. That's the part. That's what's happening. If you look at the consumer confidence measures, they're way up. Look at across the board. Everybody's doing better, and they believe it. They know it. And they're just beginning to sink in. I've already delivered the message to Iran. They know not to do anything. Hang on 1 second.
Will you continue bothering the Houthis if the attacks don't stop, sir?
Say that again?
Will you continue bombing the Houthis if the attacks don't stop? Will you continue with the strikes, sir?
We will make sure that we respond to the Houthis as they continue this outrageous behavior, along with our allies.
Do you have confidence in Secretary Austin?
I do.
I'm sorry. How you doing?
Was it a lapse in judgment for him not to tell you earlier?
Yes.
Are we in a de facto proxy war with Iran?
Say again?
Are we in a de facto proxy war?
No. Iran does not want a war with us. And the last thing is, one of the things that's going to have an impact is, and I know it doesn't matter to you guys, I'm being facetious, I shouldn't kid like that, but when you want to call and check the balance on your account, you get charged $30. Is that fair? Is that fair? These junk fees? You're going to go home for Easter, or you're going to go home for Christmas, you're going to go home for the holidays with your kid. And you find out to get your kid sitting next to you is going to cost another $200. These are junk fees. And guess what? We're getting rid of them. Look, we're going to get a chance to talk apparently after the fire station. So rather than, by the way, anybody want a coffee? It's on me. Right? You take a smoothie? Well, they're $6, but I'll do it anyway.
Mr. President! Mr. President! Mr. President, are we in a proxy war with Iran? Mr. President, were the Yemen strikes successful?
The hostages in Gaza, are they any closer to being released?
Do you still have...
Closer to being released.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys.